Picture this: opening day at Yankee Stadium, or Wrigley Field, or the Staples Center. The hot dogs are overpriced, the beers are warm, and instead of the owner throwing out the first pitch, it's a guy named Tony Two Shoes, whose real skill isn't baseball. It's making your bookie disappear. What if the Mafia actually ran a major US sports team? Not just whispering in the shadows with point-shaving schemes or shady betting lines. I mean official ownership, a crime family holding the keys to the locker room. Sports are supposed to be the last honest thing. 2 teams, 1 ball, and may the best side win. But imagine if the Mafia got its fingerprints on the rule book. Suddenly, America's pastime becomes America's pay-to-play protection racket. And the real question isn't just what would happen to the team, it's what would happen to the sport itself. First off, the finances. Owning a sports franchise is already a great way to launder money. It's cash-heavy, inflated, and nobody blinks when a billionaire burns millions on stadium improvements. With the Mafia in charge, you'd see the team payroll padded with ghost employees, assistant towel managers, pulling 6-figure salaries who don't even know where the locker room is. Ticket prices, forget it. The stadium becomes a shakedown operation. Don't want to pay $50 for parking? Nice car you got there. Shame if something happened to it. Concessions? Let's just say you don't want to ask what's in the sausage.
Ugh.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the dugout, fixing games. The Mafia has dipped into this before. The 1919 Black Sox scandal was basically organized crime buying the World Series. If they outright owned the team, the temptation would be constant. But here's the catch. A fixed game is easy money in the short term, but it kills the golden goose. If fans stop believing the outcome is real, the whole sport collapses. So the mob would probably play it smarter. Let most games stay clean, but make sure the right games tilt in their favor. A playoff push, a must-win series, or a matchup against a rival who insulted the boss's mother. It's rigged, but just enough to keep the illusion alive. And what about the athletes? Some might go along. After all, a Mafia-backed bonus could be more persuasive than a coach's pep talk. Others, they'd better hope they can hit home runs while ducking car bombs. Agents would get squeezed too. Contract negotiations would be less about numbers on paper and more about how attached you are to your kneecaps. Free agency? Imagine a player telling Don Vito he's signing with another team. Spoiler, he's not. The stadium itself becomes a fortress. VIP boxes filled with family friends. The mascot is less Mickey Mouse, more Al Capone on a bad day. National anthem? Played by a Sinatra impersonator. And behind the scenes, the team isn't just selling merchandise, it's moving product. Jerseys and caps are cover for smuggling, while the stadium becomes a meeting ground for business associates. The gift shop's most popular item? A signed bat you can also use to collect debts. The league would face a nightmare. Do you ban the team? Investigate? Pretend you didn't notice the commissioner suddenly has a brand new Cadillac? Fans would split. Some would boycott in disgust. Others would lean in, drawn to the outlaw glamour. Imagine the TV ratings. Tonight, the Chicago Outfits takes on the Milwaukee $1 million. And betting lines would go wild. Sportsbooks wouldn't know if they were handicapping athletes or accountants with baseball bats. But here's the twist. If the Mafia ran a team, would it really look that different from how sports already operate? Think about it. Owners already exploit tax loopholes, squeeze cities for stadium deals, and treat players like assets on a spreadsheet. The mob just does it with less paperwork and more cement shoes. Maybe the difference isn't as vast as we'd like to believe. The line between legitimate business and organized crime has always been blurrier than the rulebook says. So what if the Mafia ran a major US sports team? You'd get overpriced tickets, games with suspicious endings, and players who suddenly take a lot of personal days. The league would wobble between scandal and silence, while fans would have to decide if they're watching a sport or a stage play with a body count. But maybe the more unsettling thought is this. If you peel back the layers of modern sports ownership, how far are we already from that reality? After all, when billions of dollars, egos, and power are on the line, the game isn't always won on the field. Sometimes it's decided in the back room. And if you want more what-if scenarios where the rules get bent, broken, or rewritten, you should probably subscribe before Mikey here makes you an offer you can't refuse.